Darren a little bit ago, and he's like, "The guy that got beat up at Power MMA that one time." I was like, "Yeah, that was me." Yeah, I was like, "That was me." I
You remember that, huh?
Yeah, first question I asked, he just goes, "You look familiar. You get Power. You got beat up." I'm like, "Yeah, that was
Pretty
me."
straightforward, dude.
All right, man. Well, it feels like we were just here.
Yeah.
And you're back. How excited are you? Another one at home.
I'm excited. You know, the first one didn't go as planned. You know, what sucked about that fight is when you're done and you're like, man, I didn't even get to fight. You know, and Corey went out there and did an amazing job. But it's like that feeling of I didn't get to prove myself. I didn't get anything in, you know. And so back at heavyweight, I've been wanting to fight at heavyweight for a while. You know, they just happened to keep pulling me down to light heavyweight. So I'm excited to be at my full potential and capacity, you know, feeling my body right throughout training camp, feeling good going into this fight. And here in Arizona, I get a little redemption.
And I know maybe like when you're the light heavyweight champion, you don't want to come out and say this, but do you feel like those cuts towards the end were getting kind of a little bit too much for you?
Yeah, you know, and I'm a wrestler, right? I've been doing this since I was in high school, and you know, wrestling since I was 7 years old. But kind of late in high school and in college, obviously, you know, every weekend, and you know, I would in my back of my head, it's like, yeah, it's fine, you know. Even though I started to creep up higher and higher in weight between camps, you know, and coming down from 235, you know, and it's fight week, I'd be like, man, you know, it's just part of it, whatever. But I think they did started to take a toll, especially getting older, you know, and just being able to take any damage, you know, shots I used to take I could take a heavyweight or whatnot, or in training, you know, body's just depleted and it doesn't want to do that anymore. So I kind of shut down that chapter for a while, maybe forever. Heavyweight now.
I know for a while we were always asking you about moving back up, moving down, and whatnot, but I believe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you've said that this is going to be your final move, right?
I think I'm going to be a heavyweight for the rest of my career. I just don't see, you know, any benefit of going back down. You know, there was a belt that I was, you know, obviously defending down there, and want to step up to my obligations in that division, but I don't have that belt anymore, and there's contenders in front of me, and so what's the point, you know? I have this heavyweight belt and looking to defend it again and again, you know, so heavyweight is where I'm going to be for a while, and I just don't see anything that would really bring me down unless it was something super special.
Do you think you made that decision based off of that jump up to heavyweight for that Grand Prix? Maybe your body got used to being a heavyweight, and if you never made that jump, you'd still be a light heavyweight?
You know what? I was always contemplating throughout my career what I'd do as a heavyweight, you know, and you know, I've had my coach Aaron Simpson was like, man, you should try heavyweight, and I was like, man, I just don't know how I'd feel, and what if guys are, you know, big strong guy comes along, and I went and did that, you know, Grand Prix, and I fought a big guy, and Matt Mitrione, and Fedor, and Chet Congo, you know, and I felt really, really good. I felt fast, felt just as strong as anybody out there, better endurance, you know, and so at that point I was like, okay, I really don't even want to go back to light heavyweight, but I will honor my obligations and be a 2-division champion and go down. And after I lost that to Nemkov, I'm like, all right, I'm done. You know, I'm going back up to heavyweight. Mm-hmm. Happy back to be a heavyweight, you know, and they came, you know, I'm a team player. They came, hey, would you like to, you know, come to this Grand Prix again? And so, you know, obviously went and fought Machida and lost to Corey. And so after that fight, I'm like, all right, for real, I'm a heavyweight now. And so it's been a while since I fought a heavyweight. And so I'm looking forward to it. Having a great week so far. Feeling good and going into this fight in my full potential.
You've obviously fought a few Russians over the last few years, all from the same team. How's Moldavsky compared to your past opponents?
You know what? He's a little similar. I think he's a little, you know, crossbreed between Fedor and Nemkov. You know, I think Nemkov definitely has a more active and dynamic striking, more kicks, all that kind of stuff. You know, and Moldavsky, I see he's good at everything. I don't think he's great at one particular thing.
Well, according to him, he's a little better striker than you, and he's been wrestling his whole life as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been wrestling high level, you know, and I feel like I'm faster than him. You know, he has good striking. You know, he's good at going straight forward, straight back. You know, so I want to mix it up. I want to see how he can fight, you know, one of these hybrid heavyweights like myself, going in there and mixing up the takedowns and the striking. Where a lot of these guys, you know, besides maybe Linton Vassell, haven't really challenged him like that.
What do you make of Scott Coker saying that Fedor's already kind of eyeballing you as his last fight if you do beat Moldavsky on Saturday?
I mean, I'm flattered the Russians like me or something. You know, they're after me. You know, but it's one of those things where, yeah, I get it. You know, I end up knocking him out in 35 seconds, you know, and I can see how he wouldn't want to go out like that and want a rematch, you know, and I'm open to it, but I haven't really thought about it too much. You know, I want to focus on this fight and then go out there and win this fight and then, you know, see what the, you know, what the win side of that would look like for me, you know, because right now looking at that, it's like a lose-lose situation. I can't beat him any better than I did. You know, it is a big fight. If any Fedor fight's a big fight, especially his, you know, last retirement fight. But we'll cross that bridge when it comes.
Over the last few, I would say 2 years, we've interviewed a lot of people fighting Russians, Dagestan, and everything. The thing they always say is they get a lot of hate on social media from Russia. Yeah. A lot of people in their DMs and stuff. I mean, Michael Chandler said that he got hate and he wasn't even fighting Islam Makhachev. He just got linked to him. So how's it's the same with you? A lot of hate from the Russians?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even pay attention. You know, there'll be comments in Russian, and I'm like, I assume that's bad. You know, it's actually a few times I translated it. I'm like, oh, that guy's actually pretty nice, whatever. But after I beat Fedor, man, there's like DMs of like, not just like, hey, you suck. There's like, I'm gonna kill you and your family. I'm gonna find out where you live. Like 20, 30 of those messages, you know. But you know, it is what it is. You know, passionate fans and. You know, I talk shit back just hoping that they actually don't know where I live.
Sure.
Yeah.
And finally, what do you make of this whole situation with the UFC heavyweight champion? France is kind of going to war with the UFC. We haven't really seen someone of his name push back like this.
Yeah, I think, you know, for the fighters, I think it's good. You know, I always think it's good when a guy can stand up for himself and different fighters and pay and all that kind of stuff, you know, and you've kind of seen it a little bit. You've seen guys, you know, like us that have been like, all right, I'm going to fight my contract out and see what I can get elsewhere, you know. And he's kind of doing that same thing. And on top of that, he has, you know, one of the biggest names in boxing even calling him out, you know. And so I think that's the biggest thing for me is where, hey, I can go over here and make 4 times as much I'd ever make in my lifetime, you know, in the UFC or mixed martial arts in one fight. You know, why wouldn't I try to maximize that, you know, and you know, do whatever I can do to either get out of this contract or get paid what I feel like I could be getting paid over here. And that is a realistic situation for him.
Are you going to the ASU dual meet on Sunday?
No, I got a bunch of family and stuff in town here, so I'm going to hang out with them before they leave on Sunday. Yeah, I usually do try to make it, but, you know, 2 p.m. the next day after.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Does having all that family in town and your family coming to the fight, does it make it a little more stressful just to get to fight night?
No, you know, they always, I've been at the hotel since yesterday, you know, and most of my family usually does come, you know, my wife and my parents, my sister, and they made it to more fights than they haven't, you know. And so for me, even with like friends, and they know not to mess with me on the tickets or anything like that, so it's just another fight, you know. It's nice to be there and you know, win, you know, when you have a bunch of family and friends there,
Right.
you know, but it's pretty much the same.
We spoke with Sullivan earlier, and he named you the best fighter out of ASU ever. So what do you make of that?
I think he forgot about Kane.
He said, "Oh, he's like Kane was pretty good, but Bader's my guy."
He told me when he walked out, I'm like, "You dumb son of a bitch." No, I mean, I feel like Kane is one of the, you know, healthy Kane is one of the best fighters ever to, you know, grace a cage at all, you know, or ever, you know, just kind of had it all.
What do you make of Sullivan's fight, fighting Big Ben Parrish?
You know, I didn't know who he was fighting for a while, and then he's like, oh, they call him Big Tuna. I'm like, oh fuck, you're fighting Big Tuna. You know, I just seen him on just social media and stuff, and you know, obviously had a great fight last fight and all that. But you know, I think it's good for Soldy because you know he has a pretty decent following. Mm-hmm. You know, I call him Big Tuna. I don't know his real name, but Ben Parrish. You know, and so it'll be a great win for Soldy. I mean, Soldy's tough, and I think he's going to do big things in this division. You know, and you know, he's light years ahead of where we were when we were his age, you know, just from the training and stuff like that. So big things from him.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Ryan.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thanks, buddy. Good to see you.
See you, man.
Later, guys.
Appreciate it.